2 arms, he would have used Dandau, Bahu Dandau. Instead of that, he has used Bahu Dandan because he has got 12, which is very rare. So that is why you find plural, not dual. Normally, for any other person, we would have used a dual case. We have got singular, dual, and plural, 3 cases in Sanskritam, and he is using plural because we have got 12 arms. Now we move on to 13th shloka. Sada Sharada Shanmriganka Yadi Syuhu.
Sada Sharada Shanmriganka Yadi Syuhu.
Samudyanta eva sthitaschet samantat.
Samudyanta eva sthitaschet samantat.
Sada purna bimbaha kalankaishcha hinaha.
Sada purna bimbaha kalankaishcha hinaha.
Tada tvanmukhanam bruve skanda samyam.
Tada tvanmukhanam bruve skanda samyam.
Tada Sharadaha Shanmriganka Yadi Syuhu. Now, in the descriptions of the various parts of Subramania's form, we started with the sacred feet and we are moving on, and we have now come to the face. After the arms, Bahu, we have come to the face. Now, face, he is giving a beautiful comparison with full moon. Now he says, Sada Sharadaha Shanmriganka Yadi Syuhu. Yadi means if. Shanmriga Anka. Shat Mriga Anka. There are 3 words there. Shat Mriga Anka. Shat is 6. Mriga is deer. Anka means having a mark. Mriga Anka, having a mark of deer. That is moon. Moon has got a mark of deer, or sometimes his moon is called Shashanka. You might have seen. Shasha is Shasha is what? Muyal in English. Rabbit. Rabbit. Shasha is rabbit. So either deer or rabbit. That is the appearance of that mark on the moon. So he is known as Mriga Anka or Shasha Anka. Shasha Anka. Now here he is Mriga Anka, deer marked moon. Shan Mriga Anka, 6 moons. Sharadaha, Sharat Kala, Shan Mriga Ankaha. Sharat Kalaha, Sharadaha. Sharat is autumn. Sharadaha is autumnal, adjective of autumn. That is, if there are Sada, always. Syuhu, if they are. Syuhu means if there are. If there are 6 moons, autumnal moons, always. If there are 6 autumnal moons, always. Samudyanta eva sthitaschet samantat. Now he is further qualifying the moons. Samudyanta eva. They are rising at the same time. Samudyanta rising very clearly, very well, without any cloud cover, etc. Samudyanta we saw last time. Eva, only then. Samudyanta eva, only then. Only if this condition is fulfilled. That is, there should be 6 moons. There should be autumnal moons. Clear. Autumnal means what? Clear sky. There is no cloud. That is autumnal moon. Beautiful. So 6 moons, autumnal moons, always present, Sada, Samudyanta eva, and they should appear like rising moons. Sthitaschet, they should always be present. It's not as if they are present now, they are not present after 5 minutes, no. Samudyanta eva, sthitaschet, sthita means they are there always, permanently. Samantat means together, that is 6 moons, together, not in one, not in 6 corners of 6 directions, no. Together, all 6 together. If this condition is fulfilled, then I can compare Subramania's face with the 6 moons. That is the statement. Now he is qualifying further. Sada Purna Bimbaha. He said Shanmurgankaha. He said 6 moons, but he didn't say whether it is half moon or a moon digit of the moon. He didn't say that. Now he is qualifying. Sada Purna Bimbaha. They are full moons. Bimba is image, full image. Full moons, Sada always. Kalankaishcha hinaha. That is the next thing. Now we saw Mriga Anka. Mriga is actually a Kalanka. It is a defect. It is a blemish in the moon. Otherwise, moon would have been completely a bright disk without these black marks in between. These black marks appear like a Mriga or a Shasha. That's why they are called. It's called Mriganka or Shashanka. Now he is saying Kalankaishcha hinaha, because Subramania's face, if I compare to moon, then Subramania's face does not have any kalanka, any blemish, any black mark. So Kalankaishcha hinaha, Kalankaihi cha. There are 2 words, Kalankaihi cha. Hinaha. Hinaha means devoid of. Devoid of, just a minute. There is some message which has come. Share your screen. Some message has come. I should cancel it. Yeah, okay. Kalankaishcha hinaha. Hina means devoid of, without. Kalanka is black mark, blemish. Kalankaishcha. That is the one more qualification he is adding. So he is adding cha. Cha means and. Purnabimbaha was the earlier qualification. Now he is adding another condition, which is Kalanka hinatvam. That is freedom from Kalanka. Sada Purna Bimbaha Kalankaishcha hinaha. Tada, in that case. Tvanmukhana Bruve Skanda Samyam. He started with Edi, if. So he is following it with Tada, in that case. Tvate Mukhana, Tvanmukhana, Tvate Mukhana. Your faces, because there are 6 faces.
Mama, sorry to interrupt. Unga video feed quit. Okay, so now it's back. Thank you.
Tvanmukhanam, your faces. Samyam, that is likeness, comparison. Samyam means likeness. Bruve, I can say. That means I can say there is a comparison, there is an equality, there is a likeness of your 6 faces if these conditions are fulfilled for 6 moons. Now there are, first of all, 6 moons are not there, only 1 moon is there, and 1 moon is having Kalanka, blemish, and it is never Purna Bimba, only one day, on Purnami day it is Purna Bimba. So always that condition is not fulfilled, and you don't have Sharadaha Shanmurgangaha, always autumnal moon is not there, seasons are varying, and Samudyanta Eva, rising moon, you don't have only rising moon all the time, and Samantat, all together 6 moons, impossible. So he is putting an impossible comparison and says this is a poetic way of glorifying Subramanya 6 faces. Sada Sharada Shanmurganka Yadisyuho Samudyanta Eva Sthitaschet Samantat Sada Purna Bimbaha Kalankaishcha hinaha Tada Tvanmukhanam Bruve Skanda Samyam.
Sada Sharada Shanmurganka Yadisyuhu Samudyanta Eva Sthitaschet Samantat Sada Purna Bimba Kalankaishcha hinaha Tada Tvanmukhanam Bruve Skanda Samyam.
Ramesh, Lata Ganesh's voice is not coming out clearly, very clearly. There is some kind of disturbance.
Disturbance Mari Varda. Okay, Mama.
I don't know.
Karakaran Varda.
I don't know how to describe it. Clarity kammiya, because clarity is what is important, na?
Yeah. So Lata, can you mute and unmute and see if that works?
Okay.
From our end, we are able to hear very clearly.
Even I am able to hear some.
So I wonder if it's a bandwidth on Mama's
maybe,
side.
Maybe in India it is. Maybe in India it is not that clear. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Mama, irkalam possibility.
You,
I'm seeing a lot of people saying they are able to hear clearly. I don't know if they are from India.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. We proceed then.
Okay.
Tada Tvanmukhanam Buruve Skanda Samyam. He addresses Subramanya Skanda, which we have seen before. I mentioned Skanda Puranam reference to say that Shiva advises Parvati regarding various, Shiva teaches Parvati regarding various names of Subramanya, and Skanda, he said, Skanda stands for valorous warrior. Now, this is the shloka which I wanted to mention. Shiva says, Akramyacha yato Skandaha Vikramena Jagatrayam. Akramya Vikramena Jagatrayam. With Parakrama, with valor. Akramya Jagatrayam. He attacks, he can be aggressive on all the three worlds if required. Yataha. For that reason, Tena Skandoyam Akhyataha Sutaste Girisambhave. He is addressing Parvati as Girisambhave, and he says, Tena Skandaha Ayam Akhyataha. Te Sutaha. Your son is known as Skanda because of that reason. Tena, for that reason. So this is how the Skanda name comes. Now we go to the next one. Spuranmandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat.
Spuranmandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat.
Now it is even worse, Ramesh. It is even more unclear. I don't know whether it is internet problem.
I'm able to hear, Mama. I'm clearer.
You are able to hear properly.
Yeah,
okay, we proceed.
People from Chennai saying they're able to hear.
Proceed, Lata.
Yeah,
What about
Mama,
Chennai?
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, some people from Chennai, they're saying they're able to hear clearly.
I see. Maybe it's a local problem in my place. Okay. Spuranmandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat.
Spuranmandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat.
Katakshavali bhranga sanghojvalani.
Katakshavali bhringa sanghojvalani.
Sudhasyandi bimbadharani shasuno.
Sudhasyandi bimbadharani shasuno.
Tavalokaye shanmukham bhoruhani.
Tavalokaye shanmukham bhoruhani.
The description of Subramania's 6 faces continues in this shloka. He is addressing him as Ishasuno in the 3rd line, and he is addressing him as Shanmukha in the 4th line. Ishasuno, son of Ishvara. Now, whenever the term Ishvara is used without any qualification, it refers to Shiva by tradition. When you say Ishvara without any qualification, that automatically means Shiva. Ishvara, Mahadeva, all these names refer to Shiva. Just as Jagannatha refers to Vishnu. So, Ishasunaha, Ishasuno, he is calling him as Suna means son of Ishvara. Shanmukha, 6-faced we have seen. Now, in the same sequence of Shiva's teaching to Parvati, he is describing Shanmukha in a very, very beautiful way. So let me quote those shlokas. What is Shanmukha according to Shiva? He says, Panchakritya paraschaham panchavaktra sadashivaha ekavaktrasi bahudha bhinnapi parameshwari tvanmayo manmayo yasmat shadvatra parikirtitaha. He says, I am 5-faced, you are 1-faced, the two of us together is 6-faced. That is how Shanmukha, he is known as Shanmukha. This is the essence of this shloka. He is explaining it beautifully. Panchakritya paraschaham panchavaktra sadashivaha. I am Sadashiva. I am Panchavaktra. I have 5 faces. Panchakritya paraschaham. I am engaged in Panchakrityas. Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Tirodhana, Anugraha. These are the 5 Krityas, 5 actions of Shiva. He said, I'm engaged in these 5 phases and I am these 5 Krityas and I am having 5 phases. What about you? Ekavatrasi Bahudha Bhinnapi Parameshwari. Hey Parameshwari, Bahudha Bhinnapi. Though you are spread all over the world in crores of forms, Bahudha Bhinnapi, because all the Srishti is of Ambal, is of Devi. So he says, Bahudha Bhinnapi Ekavatrasi. When you are portrayed as single-faced. You are not portrayed as a multi-faced person. When you are portrayed as a person, Ekavatrasi, only one face is attributed to you. Though your expression is crores of forms all over the creation. Tvanmayo Manmayo Yasmat Shadvatra Parikirtitaha. Tvanmayo Manmayo, because the Subramanya is of your form as well as my form. Tvanmayo Manmayo Yasmat. For that reason, he is known as Shadvaktraha Parikirtitaha. Shadvaktraha, he is known as Shadvaktra. Vaktra means Mukha, same, Shanmukha. This is the explanation given by Shiva. Now let us go to this shloka. Spurat mandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat. Now, Shanmukha ambhoruhani tava alokiya. We will start with the last part. Hey Shanmukha, alokaye, I see, tava ambhoruhani. Ambhoruha means lotus. Ambhoruha means lotus. Ambhoruhani, plural, because there are 6 faces for him, not 1 or 2. So plural, tava ambhoruhani, your lotuses I see. He didn't say your face, your lotus faces. In fact, he is not even saying. Why he is not saying? Because Shanmukha, he has addressed him as 6-faced Shanmukha. I am seeing your lotuses. So obviously it means 6 lotuses. Now he is describing those 6 lotuses. Spurat mandahasaihi sahamsani chanchat. Mandahasa we all know. Gentle smile. Mandahasa. Hasa is smile. Manda is gentle. Spurat means shining. Jutting forth. Spurat is jutting forth and shining. He is always having gentle smiles. Mandahasaihi, plural, because there are 6 faces. Na? So it is not enough if you have Mandahasa on one face and not on the other 5 faces. No, he said plural. Spurate Mandahasaihi. Gentle smiles, shining gentle smiles on all the 6 faces. Sahamsani chanchat. Now this Mandahasa, he is giving an example. Sahamsani chanchat. Hamsa is Hamsa Pakshi, swan. Sahamsani, along with the swans. Chanchati. Chanchati means moving unsteadily. If you see the movement of Hamsa Pakshi, it is a peculiar movement. It is mandagati, very slow gait, but peculiar. It's a little strange. So he is saying Chanchati. Chanchati means moving unsteadily. It looks like an unsteady movement. So he says, he is comparing this Mandahasa, the gentle smile, with the unsteady movement of Hamsas, swans. Katakshavali Bhringa Sanghojvalani. Kataksha, Avali, Bhringa, Sangha, Ujvalani. These are the words. Now we all know Deepavali. Deepa Avali. Avali means row. Row of deepas, row of lights. In fact, Deepavali has nothing to do with crackers. It has everything to do with deepas. We are doing crackers without putting out deepas. Whereas in the north, they have a lot of deepas, a lot of rows of lights, which is the correct celebration of Deepavali. Now, Kataksha Avali. Kataksha is side glance. Kataksha, Aksha means eye. Kataksha, Kata is corner. Side glance, corner of the eye, you see somebody, it is called the Kataksha. Side glance. Side long glance, somebody, sometimes it is said. Kataksha Avali, rows of side glances, because there are 6 faces. Na? If it is 1 face, you can say Kataksha. If it is 6 faces, you have to say rows of Kataksha. Kataksha Avali, Now that Kataksha Avali looks like what? For everything he is giving an example. No? Mandahasa he gave Hamsa example. Now Kataksha Avali is giving example of Bhringa Sangho. Bhringa is bee. Because we started with lotus, now he is, because the face is lotus, inside the face there is a Bhringa. There is a bee, which is enjoying the essence of the lotus. Now that Bhringa is Katakshavali, sidelong glance. Bhringa is the eye. Eye is compared with bee, and Bhringa Sangha Ujjalani. Sangha means group. Why Sangha? Because there are six. There are 6 eyes, 6 pairs of eyes. So 6 Bhringas, 6 pairs of Bhringas. Bhringa Sangha. Sangha is a group. Ujjalani, they are all shining. See, everything about Subramanya, he is always saying, Spurate, Ujjalani, Lasate, and so on. Always shining, shining, shining. Because there is nothing which is not shining, nothing which is dark, nothing which is not clear to the devotee. Everything is crystal clear to the devotee. So he is always Sahasra Arka. He is compared with Sahasra Arka Prakasham. The 1,000 moons, the 1,000 suns, he said. Similarly, Kadaksha, Avali, Bhringa, Sangha, Ujjalani. Very bright, Ujjalani. Very bright. Rows of bees. That is the comparison to Kataksha, Avali, the rows of side glances. Sudhasyandi Bimbadharani Ishasono. Ishasono we have seen. Bimbadharani Ishasono. Sudhasyandi, Bimba, Adharani. These are the words. Sudhasyandi, Bimba, Adharani. Ishasono. Ishasono we have seen, he is addressing Subramanya as the son of Shiva. Sudha is nectar, Amrita. Sandhi means oozing, flowing. Amrita is flowing from where? Adharani. Adhara means lips. From his lips. Adhara is from his lips. Amrita is flowing. Adharani is lips. Adhara is lip. Adharani plural, lips. There are 6 pairs of lips. Bimba. Bimba is Bimba fruit. Bimba fruit is compared to Adhara always, particularly for when you describe a woman, the woman's lips are always compared to Bimba Adhara. Bimba is Kovai Padam in Tamil, Bimba fruit. Sudhasyandi Bimba Adharani. Bimba Adharani, because he's not even saying Bimba like Adharas. He's not even saying. He's a Bimba Adharas. They are Bimba fruit only. They are not different from Bimba. So the likeness is so much that it is like a metaphor. Sudha Sandhi Bimba Adharani. Those lips are always oozing nectar. Always oozing nectar. Why he is saying always oozing nectar? Because they are always full of auspicious benedictions to the devotees. Whatever he says through his mouth, they are always benedictory to the devotee. So he says Sudha is always immortal. Whatever he says will be immortal, and he grants immortality to his devotees. So he says Sudhasyandi Bimba Adharani Ishasono Tava Alokaye Shanmukha Ambhoruhani. Alokaye, I look at Tava Ambhoruhani, your lotuses, Shanmukha, O 6-faced Shanmukha, Subramanya. I hope it is clear. This is the description of the 6 faces. First is Mandahasa, gentle smile compared with the Hamsa's movement. Second is sidelong glances, Kataksha Avali, compared with rows of groups of Bhringa, bees, shining bees. The third is Adharani, the lips. They are compared with Bimba fruit, and they are oozing nectar always. Such 6 faces, I have great pleasure in looking. Aloki means I am looking with great pleasure, great enjoyment. Spuranmandahasaihi sahamsani chanchate Katakshavali Bhringa Sanghojjalani Sudhasyandi Bimbadharani Shasono Tavalokaye Shanmukham Bhoruhani.
Puranmandahasai sahamsani chanchat कटाक्षावली भृंग संघोज्वलानि सुधास्यन्ति बिम्बाधराणीशसूनो तवालोकये षण्मुखाम्भोरुहाणि.
Next. विशालेषु कर्णान्तदीर्घेष्वजस्रम्
विशालेषु कर्णान्तदीर्घेष्वजस्रम्
दयास्यन्दिषु द्वादशस्वीक्षणेषु
दयास्यन्दिषु द्वादशस्वीक्षणेषु
मयीषत्कटाक्षः सकृत्पातितश्चेत्
मयीषत्कटाक्षः सकृत्पातितश्चेत्
भवेत्ते दयाशील कानामहानिः
भवेत्ते दयाशील कानामहानिः.
Now, he is talking about Kataksha. In this shloka, the subject is Kataksha. Kataksha we have seen is sidelong glance, because direct looking from Bhagavan at us is not required. Always you might have seen, whether it is Bhagavan or Bhagavati, we always yearn for Kataksha, sidelong glance, because sidelong glance is more powerful than direct look. Direct look we cannot bear. Direct look is so powerful, we cannot bear. So sidelong glance is very auspicious, very beneficial according to Shastras. So that is why Kataksha is always mentioned in every stotra. Now here he says, first he is describing the eyes. In the first two lines he is describing the eyes. Ikshaneshu, Dwadashasu Ikshaneshu. The breakup of that word is Dwadashasu Ikshaneshu. Dwadashasu 12, Ikshaneshu eyes, 12 eyes. How are they? Vishaleshu, they are wide. Vishala, wide eyes are a sign of beauty. That is why Vishnu is always called Aravindaksha, Nalinayataksha, etc. Nalina Ayata Aksha. Ayata means long. Long means here Vishala. Vishala, long and wide. Vishaleshu. Karna anta dirgheshu ajastram. Karna anta dirgheshu ajastram. Karna is ear. Dirgha is long. Now Vishala itself means long and wide, but Vishala means more of width than length. So now he is coming to length. Vishala means wide, very wide. Vishaleshu. Dirgheshu, very long. How long? Karna anta. They extend up to the ear, end of the ear. Anta is end of the ear. Karna anta dirgheshu ajasram. Ajasram means continuously. It's not as if you do something, do some gesture, at that time it goes, otherwise it comes back to its normal small shape. No. Ajasram, continuously, always. Vishaleshu karna anta dirgheshu ajasram. These eyes are like that. Are they only long and wide, or do they have any other quality? Daya sendishu. Sendi we have seen before. Sudha sendi we saw in last shloka. Amrita, oozing Amrita. Similarly here, these eyes are daya sendishu. Always oozing out, always pouring out. Daya, compassion. Always pouring out compassion. These eyes are always pouring out compassion. Not one or two eyes, 12 eyes. No other God has got 12 eyes. There is no God who has got 12 eyes other than Subramanya. And he is with 12 eyes, he is pouring out daya, compassion. And they are not small eyes, they are very long, very wide. They are going right up to, extending right up to the ears. And always, continuously. These are the qualifications. With those eyes, now the beautiful statement of the poet comes, the poesy comes here. Mayi ishate katakshaha. Mayi, on me, katakshaha, your sidelong, with those 12 eyes, some sidelong glance. Ishati means very little, very little. Ishati means very little, not full sidelong glance, some little bit. A little bit of side glance on me, sakriti patitashcheti. Cheti means if. Patitaha cheti. Sakriti patitaha cheti. Patitaha means dropped. Patana means fall, as you might have known. Some people are known as patitas in Shastra because they have fallen from the standards of dharma. One who has fallen from the standards of dharma is called patita. We are not supposed to keep any company with patitas. Shastra is very clear on that. We are supposed to avoid the company of patitas, and we should try to bring patitas onto the route of Shastra, on the road of Shastra. Now, patita means dropped. Sakriti means only once. Only once if you throw your sidelong glance a little bit of sidelong glance. Look at the qualifications he is putting. Only once, not many times. Sakriti means only once. Only once if you drop your sidelong glance, that too not full sidelong glance, a little bit. Mayi ishate katakshaha sakriti patitashcheti. If you do that, what will happen to you? Bhavet te. Happening to you. Te means to you. Bhavet will happen. Daya Shila, your very Shila, your very nature is Daya. Your Daya Shila, your eyes are always pouring out Daya. Daya Sandishu, we said. Daya Shila, your very nature is Daya. Shila means nature. Character. Your character is Daya. Ka nama hanihi. Nama is indeed, emphasis. Ka hanihi. What loss? Ka hanihi te bhavet. What loss will be caused to you? That is the meaning. Ka hanihi. Indeed. Nama. Ka nama hanihi. What loss indeed te bhavet will be caused to you. If you drop your side glance on a little bit, only once on me, what harm? You have got 12 eyes. You have got continuous side glance, and they are pouring out daya always, continuously. But if you throw that side glance only once at me, look at the dainya bhava, the humility with which he makes this plea. We have bhaktas are always supposed to be dinas. Dainya bhava is very important when it comes to bhakti. That is why now he is showing us how to be dina in front of Bhagavan. When we go to Bhagavan's Sannidhi, we must throw away all our ahankara, all our so-called attainments, thought of all our attainments, and we should become absolutely humble. That is the meaning of this. So that is why he is making so clear. Nobody can escape the clarity of this humility. Sakriti patitashcheti only once, not many times. Vishaleshu karnanta dirgheshvajasram dayasyadishu dvadasha svikshaneshu mayishat katakshaha sakrit patitashcheti bhavette dayashila anamahanihi.
विशालेषु कर्णान्त दीर्घेष्वजस्रं दयास्यन्दिषु द्वादशस्वीक्षणेषु मयीषत्कटाक्षः सकृत्पातितश्चेत् भवेत्ते दयाशील का नाम हानिः.
Here nama is generally having a meaning of name. Nama means name. Tava nama kim. What is your name? But here nama does not mean name. It means indeed. As we saw before in Sanskritam, you have several meanings for every word. Here it means indeed. It's the emphasis. It doesn't mean name here. And another thing was Patitashchet bhavet. Chet bhavet it is printed because chet and bhavet, the tu and bha becomes idbha. So that is why it is printed as chet bhavet. Ta becomes da when it in sandhi. So don't get confused. When you split it, it becomes chet, first ta. When it is in sandhi, it becomes third da. Chet bhavet. So we move on to the next one. सुतांगोद्भवो मेसि जीवेति षड्धा
सुतांगोद्भवे मेसि जीवेति षड्धा
भवो सुता प्लीज रिपीट सुतांगोद्भवो
सुतांगोद्भवो मेसि जीवेति षड्धा
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जगद्भारभृद्भ्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
जगद्भारभृद्भ्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः
किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः
After describing the faces in great detail, the eyes and the side glands, etc., etc., now he is going to the mastaka, the heads, plural. There are 6 heads. Namo mastakebhyaha. Mastaka is head. We hear something about Mastakalingam when it comes to Pandharpur, Panduranga. He is known as Mastakalingam because on the head there is a Shivalinga on his head. That is why Panduranga is known as Mastakalingam. Mastaka is head. I think we have Panduranga Ashtakam also in our list. When we go there, we will see that. Namo Mastakebhyaha. I prostrate to your heads, 6 heads, plural. Now, he is describing those heads. He is describing in a very beautiful way as usual. Sutangodbhavo mesi jiveti shraddha japan mantramesho muda jigrate yan. Which those heads, which of those heads, he is qualifying those heads. Ishaha muda jigrate. Ishaha, Shiva, we have seen, whenever you say Isha without any qualification, it means Shiva. Muda, with happiness, merrily, jigrate, smells. Jigrate means smells. Smelling the head of children is common with parents. That is blessing of the parents on the children for long life and prosperity. So smelling the head. That too during the Jata Karma and Namakarana. That is the reference here. Here the reference is to the Jata Karma and Namakarana ceremony. So during that ritual, what he does, Ishvara, very happily, very merrily, he smells those 6 heads. And how does he smell? Japan mantram ishaha. Japan mantram ishaha. Japan, he is chanting. Mantram, he is chanting mantra. He is chanting some mantra while smelling those 6 heads. Now, what does the mantra say in the first line? The mantra is described in the first line. What does the mantra say? Suta anga udbhavaha me asi. Suta, son, oh son, he is addressing as son. This is the Veda mantra with slight changes. Veda mantra with slight changes. We will see the Veda mantra later. But the essence of the Veda mantra is conveyed in the form of a shloka here. Suta, O son, anga udbhava me asi. Me anga udbhavaha asi. Me anga udbhavaha asi. Me, my, anga, limbs, udbhavaha, born, asi, are. You are born from my limbs. That is the meaning. You are born out of my limbs. O son, you are born out of my limbs. Suta anga udbhavaha me asi. Jiva iti shraddha. Jiva, live long. Jiva means live long. You are born out of my limbs, O son. You live long. Iti, so saying, shraddha. 6 times. Now, normally, when we do Namakarana and Jata Karma, we have to do only once because we have a child with only 1 head. Here we have got a child with 6 heads. So he has to do the ritual 6 times. That is beautifully, nicely brought out. Shraddha means 6 times. Shat becomes Shraddha when it is described as 6 times. Shat is 6, Shraddha is 6 times. 6 times he has to repeat the mantra. He has to repeat the smelling operation also 6 times. Sutangodbhavo me si jiveti Shraddha me asi. You are born out of my limbs. Live long. So 6 times he says, Japanna chants, Mantram Ishaha Muda Jigrate Yan. He smells with great happiness, Muda. Muda Karatta Modakam Visa. We start, very start was Muda. Jagadbhara Bhridbhyo Jagannatha Tebhyaha. Now he is addressing Subramanya as Jagannatha, Lord of all the worlds. Jagannatha is a term associated with Vishnu normally, but here he is using it for Subramanya. Jagannatha, Jagat Natha. Natha is a Lord, Jagat, world. In plural, it becomes Jagatam Natha. That is, all the worlds, he is the Lord of all the worlds. Tebhyaha, that is, Yan, he said, na, with mastakas, with heads. Tebhyaha, those mastakas, those heads, how are they? Jagat Bhara Bhridbhyaha. Jagat Bhara Bhridbhyaha. Bhara, we all know, is the weight. Weight of the whole universe. Universes, Jagat, many universes are there. The weight of those many universes, Bhridbhyaha, supporting, bearing. Supporting or bearing. Bhriti means supporting, bearing. We saw it earlier. Bhriti means supporting, bearing. Here it is plural because there are 6 heads. Bhridbhyaha. Plural of Bhriti is Bhridbhyaha. So, the 6 heads which are bearing the weight of so many universes. Jagadbhara Bhridbhyaha. Jagannatha. You are the Lord of those worlds. Those worlds whom you are supporting, which you are supporting, you are the Lord of all those worlds. Jagannatha. Tebhyaha. Those mastakas. How are they? Kirita Ujjwalebhyaha. We have seen Ujjwala shining very brightly with great effulgence. Kirita Ujjwalebhyaha. They are shining because of the Kirita. Kiritas are shining, the crowns. The crowns are shining beautifully. So the heads are also shining. Heads are shining because of the Kiritas. Kirita Ujjwalebhyaha. Namo Mastakebhyaha. Now the Veda mantra, which he is talking about here, says the same thing. Angad sagam sravati hridaya adhigayase. Angad sagam sravati. From every limb of mine, your limbs are born. Hridayad adhigayase. From my heart, your heart is born. Pranam te pranena sandadhami jivame yavadayusham. Pranam te pranena sandadhami. Your prana is linked with my prana. Your life breath is because of my life breath. Jiva me Yavad Ayusham. Jiva is same where we saw. Jiveti Shraddha. Live long. Yavat Ayusham. Whatever is the prescribed lifespan for men, which is either 100 or 125, sometimes it is described as 125 years. So Yavat Ayusham, whatever is the lifespan prescribed, Jiva, live long, live prosperously, live without any roga. So that is the Veda mantra. Sutangodbhavo me si jiveti Shraddha japan mantra misho muda jighrateyan jagadbhara bhridbhyo jagannatha tebhyaha kiritojjwalebhyo namo mastakebhyaha.
सुतांगोद्भवो मेसि जीवेति षड्धा जपन् मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान् जगद्भारभृद्भ्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः.
Next. Spuradratnakeyura harabhiramah.
स्फुरद्रत्नकेयूर हाराभिरामः.
Chalat Kundala Shrilasat Gandabhagaha.
Chalat Kundala Shrilasad Gandabhagaha.
Katau Pitavasaha Kare Charu Shaktihi.
Katau Pitavasaha Kare Charu Shaktihi.
Purastan Mamastam Purarestanujaha.
Purastan Mamastam Purarestanujaha.
Here Adi Shankara is bringing out the entire personality of Subramanya in one shloka. Whatever we saw in parts in various shlokas so far, he is sort of consolidating and he is presenting a complete form of Subramanya, and he says, you should show me your complete form right now. That is the prayer. Purares Tanujaha. Purarehe Tanujaha. Tanujaha is son. Tanu is body. Because we have seen just now, because the son is born from the body of the father, he is Tanujaha. Born from the body, that is the meaning, direct meaning. Tanujaha means son. Purarehe, Pura Arihi. We have seen Ari means enemy. Pura means Tripura. We have seen Tripurari. He is known as Tripurari. He is the enemy of three cities. That is Shiva. Shiva's son. He is addressing Subramanya, Shiva's son, in a different way now. Purares Tanujaha. Now he says, Mama Purastat Astam. Purastan Mama Astam. Purastat Mama Astam. Purastat becomes Purastan in Sandhi. Purastat Mama Astam. Mama Purastat, in front of me. Mama, my. Purastat, in front. Astam, present yourself. Please present yourself in my front, O Shiva's son. That is the plea. Now, in what form he should present himself? That is described in the first 3 lines. What is the appearance that he should show to us when he presents himself? Spurat Ratna Keyura Harabhiramaha. Spurat Ratna Keyura Hara Abhiramaha. These are the words. Abhiramaha Chalat, Abhiramash Chalat, it becomes in Sandhi. So it becomes Abhiramaha when you break. Then it becomes Chalat for the next line. Spurat, shining. Ratna Keyura. Keyura is bracelet. Keyura is bracelet. What you wear on the hand. Angada is armlet, which you wear on the upper portion of the arm. That is called Angada. Keyura is like a bracelet. Ratna Keyura, gem-studded armlet, bracelet. Spurat, shining. You should wear all this and then show yourself in front of me. Hara Abhiramaha. Abhirama means very pleasing. Abhirama means very delightfully pleasing. Abhirama. Rama, actually, Rama in Ramayana is known as Rama because Ramayati iti Rama. He pleases, that is why he is known as Rama. Ramati iti Ramaha, he is always Antarmukha. He is always meditating on his own Atma. So he is very happy. Anybody who is having Atma Anubhava, he is enjoying the Atma, bliss of Atma, he is always happy. So Ramati iti Ramaha, he is happy within himself. Ramayati iti Ramaha, because he makes everyone happy who sees him. So for both reasons he is Rama. So similarly, Abhiramaha means he pleases us by his very appearance. And he pleases us endlessly. Abhiramaha. Ramaha itself means he is pleasing us. Abhiramaha means very much, delightfully pleasing with this hara. Hara means necklace. Keyura means bracelet. Necklace and bracelet are studded with gems, shining gems. Purat, Ratna, Keyura, Hara, Abhiramaha. That is how he should appear. Now next. Chalat Kundala Shri Lasat Gandabhagaha. Ganda means cheek. The cheeks, Gandabhagaha, the cheek area. The cheek area, Lasat, shining. Shri, gloriously shining. Shri means very much. Like we said Abhiramaha, here he puts Shri in front of Lasat. Lasat means shining. Shri Lasat means gloriously shining. Gloriously shining with what? Chalat Kundala. Kundala means the one which is on the ear ring. It's not a ring really, it is something which dangles, it shakes. Vishnu is supposed to be wearing Makara Kundala. In fact, all devas are supposed to be, including Subramanya, wears Makara Kundala. Makara is like a fish. So, it's a fish-shaped Kundala which gods wear. So, he says Chalate. So, Chalate means moving. Whenever he turns this way, that Kundala is also moving. Now, whatever is worn by Agnihotri, you might have seen, that is something similar to Kundala. It also moves about here and there. It is different from what we generally understand by Kadukkan. It is not Kadukkan, it is Kundala. Kundala is hanging and it is moving here and there. What Agnihotri is where you might have seen. Chalate Kundala. It is moving earrings. Shri Lasate Gandabhagaha. Because of those earrings, the cheek area is shining gloriously. This is, he has now described the bracelets, the necklaces, the kundalas, the cheek area. Now he is coming to Kati. Kataupi Tavasaha. Kati means we have seen before, waist portion. Pitavasaha. Vasa means dress. Pita means yellow. Yellow dress. Now Vishnu is always shown as Pitambara. Ambara and Vasa mean the same. Pitavasa and Pitambara both mean the same. He is wearing yellow dress. It is always interpreted as yellow silk dress. Of course, Vasa does not mean silk dress. It means just dress. It can be cotton also. But traditionally, there is a traditional meaning associated with words. That also we should know. So, Pitavasa is generally interpreted traditionally as yellow silk dress. He is wearing yellow, beautiful silk dress in his waist. Kare Charu Shaktihi. Kare in the hand. Kara is different from Bahu. Kara is hand, Bahu is the arm. So that is the distinction. Earlier we saw the Bahu. Now we are seeing the Kara. Kara is hand. Kare Charu Shaktihi. In the hand he is holding Charu, beautiful. Shakti. Shakti is the Ayudha. Shakti Ayudha. What is known as the veil in Tamil. The lance, the spear, that is called Shakti in Sanskrit. Charu Shaktihi, beautiful Shaktiyayudha he is holding in his hand. This is how you should present yourself in front of me. That is with lots of kayuras and haras, necklaces and bracelets, with kundalas in your 12 ears, 12 cheeks, 12 into 2 in fact, 24 years, 12 cheeks, no, 6 faces. So 12 ears and 6 cheeks. Gandabhagaha, cheeks. Then waist, again, you have got beautiful yellow silk dress, and in the hand you have Charu Shaktihi, beautiful Shaktiyayudha. That is how you should present yourself to me. Spuradratna Keyura Harabhiramaha Chalat Kundala Srilasad Gandabhagaha Kataupi Tavasaha Kare Charu Shaktihi Purastan Mamastam Purares Tanujaha
Puradratna Keyura Harabhiramaha Chalat Kundala Shrila Sadganda Bhagaha Kataupi Tavasa Kare Charu Shaktihi Purastan Mamastam Purares Tanujaha.
I think we have to stop now because time is up, and though our plan was to do 6 in a day, we have been able to do only 5 today, doesn't matter. I wanted to say something about the registration process. I discussed with Ramesh and KKSF. The registration is not mandatory. We want maximum participation. We found that yesterday and perhaps today also, there has been lesser participation than before. Yeah, today also, I find 318 is the number. It used to cross 500, and then we used to go into, we used to see people going into YouTube. We want that same situation to come back. I doubt whether registration has become a hurdle. Registration, it should not become a hurdle. It is only for the information and communication purpose of KKSF. It is purely for administrative purpose. It is nothing to do with attendance or participation. We want maximum participation. That is Acharya's wish, as all of you know. So please come in large numbers and participate. Take advantage of this lecture session arranged with the blessings of Acharya. So I wanted to make it very clear that please don't feel any restraint because of registration. Registration is not mandatory. It is only for the convenience of administration. You are free to participate without registration also if you feel like. Later on, you can register whenever you feel like. Now, I have one more announcement to make.
Update that accordingly on the website, Mama.
Just a minute. Huh?
We will update that on the website. We will update this
Yes.
on the website also.
It is updated on the website.
No, it will be
Okay.
updated, Mama. Not yet.
Okay, okay. I wanted to make one more announcement. Just 1 minute. I'm opening my mobile. I'm looking for a. Yes, the announcement is about a program which is being, again, another initiative of our Acharya. It's called Power of the 5G. Power of the 5G. It is known as Power of the 5G, and this is the first session going to be held today at 7:30 p.m. IST today, and corresponding US timings. It is a worldwide program like this present program. Now this is with the blessings and directions of our Acharya. It says a unique workshop to help gain insights into how some of the key aspects of the Sanatana Dharma could aid quality living. This is the description given there. I'll read it again. A unique workshop to help gain insights into how some of the key aspects of the Sanatana Dharma could aid quality living. And the name of the program is Power of the 5G. Now the 5Gs are Guru, Gayatri, Gita, Ganga, and Gomata. Guru, Gayatri, Gita, Ganga, and Gomata. Five Gs. Today at 7:30 IST, it says here in the flyer which is in my hand, it says Sunday, February 7th at 9 a.m. EST. That must be the US corresponding US timing. 9 a.m. EST it says. Zoom ID and YouTube details are given here, which I will send out to KKSF. They will circulate to all of you. I'm making the announcement so that you can all join this program. Now there are speakers identified for these subjects. Today is going to be only a preliminary introductory session. They say there will be more sessions, they are telling me. Ganga Mahatmyam is by Sri R. Balakrishnan. Gita is by Sri Karthikeyan. Gayatri Mahatmyam is by Sri Arvind Rao. And Gomata is by myself. Guru is not mentioned here. Guru, perhaps there could be an Anugraha Bhashanam, I don't know. I don't know who is going to speak about Guru. The flyer doesn't talk about it. So, Ganga Mahatmyam, Gita and Gayatri Mahatmyam and Gomata. Gomata lecture is by myself. And time I have already said. And they are also saying this being the initial introductory session. The topic could be introductory for 10 minutes, very simple, basic level English to the understanding of the target audience. This is what they have told me. The program also, Anugraha Bhashanam is there, yeah. Introduction 5 minutes, 1 minute about each speaker. Program time is 40 to 45 minutes, 10 minutes each speaker, then followed by Anugraha Bhashanam, then wind up 2 minutes. That is how they have accounted for 1 hour. Questions could be sent by email. Follow-up session could be arranged based on response. That's how they have written. Follow-up session could be arranged based on response. So this will be a kind of introduction to the 5 subjects. I would suggest that all of you who have participated in this and more people can participate in that and benefit by Acharya's blessings. Yeah, now Ramesh, you have anything to say?
Yeah, one thing, Mama. This is today evening IST 7:30 p.m. right? You said today evening IST.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And this is only a one-day session, or is it a multi-day session?
It is a one-day session as of now. As I read, it says questions could be sent by email. Follow-up session could be arranged based on response. That's what it says.
Okay, Mama. You can, if you can send it, we can also.
Planned only for today. It is planned only for today, 7:30 IST. I said I think 9 a.m. is it? EST. Yeah.
If you can send it now, Mama, I'll email it to everybody in the list already. I'll immediately send it as an email.
Yeah. Right now I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you right now.
Mama, the other thing you wanted to mention was, do people have a diary of their own? Which slokas they attended? You remember you wanted to mention that also.
Just a minute. Just 1 second. Yeah, I sent those
I'll take a look.
details to you by WhatsApp. Okay. What I was saying, what Ramesh is now referring to is what we were discussing yesterday, that all participants should preferably maintain a diary, a record of the sessions they are attending, the shlokas they are grasping, they are studying in these classes. Now today we have covered 5 shlokas. They can mention today's date, which is 7th of February, and 5 shlokas, shloka number so and so to shloka number so and so of Subramanya Bhajanam. Similarly yesterday. So if you keep a record of this, it will be easy for us to ask you for the record at the time of certification. We may ask you to self-certify that you know these shlokas, you attended so many sessions, etc., etc. So at that time it will be useful for you as well as for us. So I just wanted to mention this.
There is a couple of so there is this question in the evening whether it will be in English. I think the speakers are in English, but Anugara Bhashanam will be obviously Periva in Tamil, right?
I think so. Speakers will be in English definitely. Anugara Bhashanam may be in Tamil. Yeah.
Tamil. Okay. Mama, I'll just, there are a couple of people who are raising their hand. I will just quickly go through. There are a lot of people. I'm going to select random 3. Okay.
Okay.
Lakshmi Kumar, you can ask your question.
Namaskaram, Mama. Just wanted to hear that again. Kare Charu Shakti in a channel. I couldn't grasp that meaning.
Kare Charu Shakti. What do you want to know about that?
The meaning. Yeah, I missed the meaning. Yeah.
You could also listen.
Kare is. He is holding the veil in his hand. That's all. Charu Shakti. Charu is beautiful. Shakti, Shaktiyayudha, veil. Veil is known as Shaktiyayudha in Sanskritam as I said. So Shakti, Chauru Shakti, beautiful veil. He is holding Kare in his hand. That's all.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much.
Anything else?
Next one. Lalita Krishnamurthy.
நமஸ்காரம் மாமா. நான் ஆல்ரெடி ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணிட்டேன். எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு இது என்னன்னாக்கா, இந்த அகாரம் வருது இல்லையா, நம்ம எப்பவுமே நம்ம சொல்ற அகாரம், அதாவது அந்த அகாரம் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இல்லையா, நம்ம நடுவுல வந்தா கூட நீங்க ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் பண்றது அந்த அகாரம் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இல்லையா, அது சேர்த்து சொல்லாம இல்ல அந்த அகாரம் வர சமயத்தில் நம்ம நிறுத்திட்டு அடுத்தது எடுக்கணுமா?
When you say akaram, you mean that S symbol?
Yeah.
S symbol is not to be pronounced. Sheti சொல்ற போது it is not to be pronounced. Only when you split it comes for pronunciation. Sheti சொல்ற போது அது தேவையில்லை. In fact, there are people who hold the view that it should not even be written. It is not originally, it doesn't belong to Sanskritam. There are Vidwans who hold that view. It has been interposed by people like us for our convenience. It is not to be pronounced.
அதே மாதிரி இங்க வந்து ஜபன் மந்திரம் ஈஷோன்னு நம்மளோட இதுல போட்டிருக்கு எழுதிருக்கிறது. பட் ஜெகன் மந்திரம் ஈஷோ சொல்லலாமா ஆர் சேர்த்தே சொல்லிட்டு போலாமா?
இல்ல சொல்ற போது சேர்த்து தான் சொல்லணும். Whenever you chant the stotram, சேர்த்து தான் சொல்லணும் as far as possible. சேர்த்து தான் சொல்லணும்.
ஈஸ்வரன் பரமேஸ்வரர் சொன்னாச்சே. So that is why ஜெகன் மந்திரம் ஈஷோ சொல்லணுமா? ஜெகன் மந்திரம் ஈஷோ முதா சித்ததே யானே.
ஜபன் மந்திரமீஷோ முதா ஜிக்ரதே யான். That is how you should say. Japan mantra meesho muda jigrate yan. That is how you should chant. Only for explaining the meaning I split. The splitting is one padacheda. It is only for explaining the meaning, not for any other purpose.
அதான் அது முதல்ல கூட சொன்னேனே சுதா உத்பவஹ பவ எல்லாம் பிரிச்சு சொன்னேன். இந்த நோட் அதனால தான் நான் கேட்டேன்.
The meaning will not be clear unless the word is split. Acharya has clearly instructed us to do this.
ஓகே. ஏன்னா வந்து நான் இங்க கிளாஸ் எடுத்துட்டு அதனால தான் உங்கள்ட்ட வந்து கேட்டுக்கலாமே இருந்தது.
ஓகே ஷூர்.
நமஸ்காரம். நான் இன்னைக்கு 7:30 மணிக்கு வரேன். ஓய்.
Sure.
Krishnamurthy Chandrasekharan, please ask your question.
Hear me? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in the 14th sloka of Subramaniya Bhujanga, Spuramanda Haseki Sahansani Sanjate. In this, you are comparing his smile with movements of Annapachi, swans.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, but whether the Sanjate means you are telling moving unsteadily, whether his smile is varying or his signing of smile is varying. How do we take it?
Well, it is left to your imagination. These are poetic imagination, you know. I cannot go into what was in Adi Shankara's mind when he chanted this, but I can only imagine that the Chanchala movement of Hamsa is also the movement of the Mandahasa itself. Mandahasa itself is not a steady, continuous Mandahasa. No? Then it becomes artificial. That is what we do, humans do. You know, whenever we want to show Mandahasa, we become static. Here it is not static, it is dynamic. It is Mandahasa which changes every minute, but beautiful. You know, the change itself is beautiful. That is how I would interpret it.
Depending on the bhaktas who adore Sima.
Depending on bhaktas, depending on, okay.
It will be slightly weird. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We are very blessed to have you here for Amit sir for this Sloka class, sir. Thank you very much.
It is all nice poetry, so we have to enjoy the poetry also, in addition to bhakti. Over, Ramesh.
Mama, namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Maybe we'll just take one program that is close to 15 minutes over. Yeah, Mama, I think we're probably 15 minutes over, so maybe if we want to close the program, we can.
Is there any very urgent, very important issue?
No, Mama, we'll take it on email itself. Best is email. Please.
Okay, very good. We close for the day.
Okay, Mama.
Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Valli Devasena Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Subramanyam Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Shri Jagadambikaye Jai Jaya. We meet next Saturday again as usual, and we meet today evening in that other program.
Okay, I'll send out an email right away.
Yeah.